I don't want to set the world on fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the BOOM. Of course, I am your host of the most, as always, Cam G. The man to the right of me is my co-host of the most. That is Mr. Phil Khan. Of course, the man on the bottom of the screen. That is the man of the ones and twos, my co-host and producer at this time, Metal Core Mike. Gentlemen, we are joined here once again for another AEW Dynamite discussion and post-show. Before I get into that, how is your Wednesday evening going?
Did you guys miss me last week? You missed my antics.
You here last week? No, you weren't here last week.
I was on screen for like a minute. I was on screen for like a minute. You know, just sitting backstage, trying to crack jokes, trying to crack you guys, and I couldn't do it.
Last week was just a blur.
I mean, you guys were locked in last week. I was like, holy crap, man! I can't break these guys for nothing. You know, but it's Wednesday night, man. Another episode of AEW Dynamite, and I mean, I'll say this. Not too bad tonight.
It was a decent show.
It was not too bad tonight. Yeah. You know, that I'll say right off the rip. Feeling better from the incident that occurred from almost 2 weeks ago, Friday. For those of you who didn't know, I kind of went through something while I was at work. Yeah, very, very traumatic. Very, very traumatic. To the point where I just needed to kind of take some time and recover from it. And I'm not at 100%, but I'm at 1% enough to be able to say, let's get going. Like I was ready to start running on shows again and everything. That's why we came back on Monday night. That's why, you know, here tonight, you know, feeling much better. And I go back to work tomorrow, which I'm excited about because being out of work for 2 weeks. See, when I was unemployed for the 7 months I was unemployed, it was rough. This was a different kind of rough because I was recovering from an injury, a traumatic experience. And I'm like, man, like this time around sucked opposed to those 7 months I was out because the company I worked for shut down. So, you know, but I'm excited to talk about this show tonight because this was a pretty decent show tonight. So,
Phil?
Yeah, I mean, it's a Wednesday, it's Dynamite. You go into these shows expecting something solid and you try to expect something solid. And you know, what we got was solid. like I will say, like honestly, it flowed nice. Obviously from the in-ring perspective, you normally get some solid stuff within there, but I mean, from what was being presented tonight, promo wise, in-ring wise, the flow, and what they were realistically building to for Forbidden Door in about 2 weeks' time, they did some solid stuff tonight, and I am actually looking forward to talking about tonight's show.
Tonight felt more like they cared a lot about their storytelling. Like they cared a lot about getting us to Forbidden Door with the storytelling opposed to what they gave us in ring. What they gave us in ring tonight was obviously lengthy. I mean,
that is very true. Yes.
Very lengthy for a Dynamite.
Yeah, and I'm not match especially.
I'm not just talking about just one match. Every match almost, except the opening match that we'll talk about, of course. But every match that we got was slightly lengthy. It seemed like they cared a little more about the storytelling to get us to what we're getting on the 28th. And I think that's what made the show flow, was because we don't typically see AEW give that hyper focus. Like they give focus to their storytelling, but they don't give the hyper focus they had tonight. If that makes sense. So,
I mean, to me, I think it's, I could see a little bit of, they had a little bit more of a focus tonight. I think when they just keep when they simplify their shows, like I think what they did tonight, it flows better, it makes sense, and it's just not just completely egregious, just an egregious mess like it normally is.
Yeah.
So I feel like when they try to overcomplicate things and we're sitting here scratching our heads, going, what am I even watching? Yeah, those shows are a lot worse. So yeah, they just kept it simple. I wish they would do this more often. Just clear cut, have a focus on what you want to get to your points, hit all your your major points on your big storylines, and then you get out of there. So you don't need to do anything, major every single week, and then it's confusing. So that's what I think. They just kept it simple tonight.
They did.
But gentlemen, we're gonna get into it. I don't have a lot for you tonight. Honestly, it's really kind of cut and clear to the point. But it was a pretty decent show tonight, as we said earlier. We start off the show, no opening. We just go immediately to the back with MJF basically standing behind him as a freaking army. It looks like that is none other than the Don Callis family, the biggest faction, ongoing faction, still adding members. I'm sure
it seemed like the entirety of them, but I don't know.
it might have been. It might have been, because it seemed like a lot more than what we normally see from them. But I don't know. We don't really always see all of them in one place at the same time. They're kind of spread out a lot of times. So MJF is standing next to his army, which we know is Don Callis family. Of course, he then tells Kevin Knight that he doesn't like him, but he respects him. And then he says that he is the youngest and probably the best talent in this company. He looks immediately directly at Kyle Fletcher. So obviously that was definitely a dig at Kyle Fletcher. Like that. I like how they're just kind of integrating things. I just like how MJF right now is just the centerpiece of a lot of things going on right now.
Yeah.
He's doing great stuff right now. And like I said, we're probably going to get to the Kevin Knight and MJF rematch at some point. And then, of course, Don announces his 5 for the team to round out the 6 that's going into Forbidden Door, which will be Kevin Knight, Okada, Fletcher, Jake Doyle, and then, of course, Andrade. I don't know why when he announced Andrade as the last member, freaking Trent Beretta stepped up like he's getting ready to be drafted, and it's like no, Trent Beretta is on nobody's radar to be added to this team. Absolutely,
and he looked so heartbroken too when he was in the back.
He was sulking afterwards. Everybody else leaves, and he's just in the back.
He was in the back near the door, about to leave. Like, he felt like he was about to leave AEW at that because he just simply did not get picked for the steel cage match. I was
good
like,
stuff.
sorry,
good
Trent.
stuff there. It's good stuff there. Maybe he's an next member to leave. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I don't know.
I couldn't stop staying focused on Kyle Fletcher throughout the whole promo because he's standing there, and why MJF is just flapping his gums, checking his watch. Like, how long is this guy gonna fucking talk? Right? Like, he was just not into it, and I couldn't stop watching Kyle Fletcher's reactions. I couldn't, and that's why I messaged you, and I was like, dude, when you turn this thing on, just keep your eye on Kyle Fletcher, because he is making me crack up right now with his reactions towards MJF, and it was great. And then Trent, I mean, he's the last one to leave the steps because he's standing there like, what the fuck, man? Come on, really? Like,
in this company.
Couldn't catch a break, couldn't get picked for the team. I mean, one thing I would have probably liked to see Trent Beretta do was probably step up and say, look, if Andrade doesn't want to do it, I'll do it. Like, because Andrade obviously didn't seem happy about it. That was obvious. So maybe have Trent Beretta step up and say something like that. But instead, I think the ending of this, even the promo itself was good. Everything MJF was saying, I mean, it's MJF. Come on. Like, enough said. It's MJF. But even with having all the members of the Don Callis family standing there, it was just a good promo. It was just a good open. It was a good way to open this show tonight. And with everything that happened during and after it, leading into the next segment, was good. So no complaints on it.
Yeah. I really like the way that they just started off the show with this. And then, I mean, we'll talk about it later, but they pretty much bookended the show with the reveal of Team Briscoe. So, I mean, you do that kind of you start the book with Team MJF and then you kind of end it with Team Briscoe. I mean, it's a really nice kind of like sandwich way to kind of piece everything together for the steel cage match at Forbidden Door, and I like that very much. Cam, you and I were talking last week about who could possibly be a part of Team MJF, and I'm pretty sure, if not, we pretty much got it spot on. I mean, we were talking about Doyle being a part of all of this.
Yeah.
But Andrade, Fletcher, Okada, and Knight just seemed like shoo-ins for this thing.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of who was going to be that fifth guy to round it out, 4-6, and they picked out Doyle. It's a pretty solid team, and on paper, that team is unstoppable. But is it truly going to be? We'll find out at Forbidden Door.
We'll have to see. I think Jake Doyle, I think might have been the only one we might have gotten wrong. Because the could have been interchangeable. Well, I mean, with either him, Davis, or I would suggested Brian Cage,
right?
Because he's not doing anything. So I mean,
you need a powerhouse in there, and I'm glad that they did Doyle, because Doyle's been kind of on a trajectory as of late, but so is Davis too. So you could have done other or.
Last little piece here. As everyone is gone, we left with Don Callis and Andrade. Andrade once again is asking Don, like, when is he getting his world championship match? Don insists and demands that Andrade just do the match. So again, like I said, driving more of a wedge in between Andrade and Don Callis. I don't think Andrade truthfully trusts Don Callis, as he should not. So I think we are going to see that turn or the separation of Andrade leaving the Don Callis family probably sooner rather than later if he does not get his world championship match that Don Callis promised him.
So I was kind of curious on what belt Brian Cage was holding tonight, right? Because it looked different. You know what it is? It is the Mr. Nevada State Bodybuilding Championship.
Nice.
Okay.
So it's a international. It's the Muscle Contest International Nevada Championship. And what I'm seeing here is it almost looks like something you wear around your neck, like a medal. So I don't know if he just so happened to turn it into a belt, but that's the only thing I'm really seeing as far as championships he's holding at the current moment. Because I was kind of curious, like, what belt did he? Because he's not holding an AEW belt. That's obvious.
No, not at all.
But I'm just really trying to figure out, like, what championship he's currently holding, and that's the only thing that's coming up right now is a bodybuilding championship from Nevada State. So I might try and do some more digging to see if that's the actual belt or if it's from a promotion. So if I find the answer, I'll give it to you guys. But
all right,
our opening match was a random one, but I digress. Kenny Omega taking on Tony Nese, who I didn't even know was still employed by this company. I'm going to be completely honest with you. And another one that I haven't heard of from a long time, and that's Ari Daivari was also at ringside. So I guess they're still a pairing. That's been a long time pairing because they've been paired together for a while. I had no idea that either one of them was even still in this company. I haven't heard of Tony Nese. I don't think I heard about him at all at 2025. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Well, I haven't heard from him in years. I mean, years in terms of.
I mean, that's probably longer than 2025, but still, I don't know.
I haven't heard from him. It's probably in like 2023. Like I really haven't known where the heck the guy is. I mean, maybe he's just been stuck on Ring of Honor. Most likely, he's just been there. But
purgatory.
And so is Ari, and who the heck? There was the guy in the arm sling. I mean, he's obviously been in AEW for God knows how long.
That might have been Smart Mark. Maybe
that was probably Smart Mark Sterling. Yeah,
Mark Sterling.
They've all been in AEW. It's just they're not seen on AEW programming like a Collision or Dynamite. So I mean, that's for your Ring of Honor people out there. But it was kind of nice seeing Tony Nese. I always liked Tony Nese from when he wrestled. It's just he was not going to win against Kenny.
No. And that brings me to my next point. Kenny Omega making quick work of one Tony Nese. Shocker there. And then, of course, afterwards, now, I don't know about any of you guys, but my heart dropped when he grabs a microphone because I'm still having nightmares to the last time he was on the microphone in that horrendous promo that just never seemed to want to end. I was like, no, please we don't need another 30-minute promo from you. No, please, God, no. Your thing is in ring. The mic work, no, it's like the catchphrase, and that's really it. Mic work is not his thing. Thank God we had the mighty Don't Kneel, TMDK, and of course Zack Sabre Jr. Probably now that Brian Danielson is retired, probably the best technical wrestler on planet Earth, as they are set for a match at Forbidden Door 1 week from Sunday. Yeah. I think that's going to be a fantastic match. I don't know if they have a ton of history. I know they have wrestled once before.
They've never fought
in New Japan Pro Wrestling. No,
from what I know, they've never fought with each other.
I could be wrong on that, but I could have sworn
in a singles match. I think they've never fought.
Interesting.
That's from what I heard.
Okay. But very little history.
Mike will obviously.
They have history.
They have.
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
I don't think I've ever.
Back September 28th, 2008. In a company called Wrestling in Europa. It's like a freelance independent. Davey Richards, Joel Redmond, Kenny Omega, Zack Sabre, and a Fatal 4. August 29, 2014, at Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Adam Cole, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson against Chuck Taylor, Kenny Omega, and Zack Sabre Jr. April 29th, 2018, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Chase Owens, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, and Yujiro Takahashi versus Taichi, Takamichinoku, Takashi Lizuku, and Zack Sabre Jr. July 30th, 2018, Chase Owens and Kenny Omega against Takamichinoku and Zack Sabre. And then on August 1st of 2018, Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Okay, so this will be the first time in AEW then.
First time in AEW one-on-one, but they faced one-on-one one time, and that was in New Japan back in 2018.
Nice.
All right, so I got fed wrong information. Thank you, friend. But
yeah.
All right.
But no,
it's going to be a great match, though.
This is going to be a great match. I think this is going to be a fantastic match. It definitely needed to be on this program because it's been announced on the card, and there's really hasn't been a whole lot of promotion for this match since then. So this definitely needed something going into Forbidden Door. Again, like I said, Kenny didn't really say much. He said, first of all, he said something ridiculous, and he was like, "Well, nobody knows what TMNDK stands for." It's like, the mighty don't kneel. We already said this. What are you talking about, Kenny? So, like, thankfully, like I said, this promo didn't go long. He said what he needed to say, and that was that. I would think the mighty don't kneel take on the Bucks because the Bucks are not even on the card for Forbidden Door. What do they do?
Yeah.
So I would assume that's going to be their tag team match and their kind of New Japan Pro Wrestling versus AEW match. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is gonna be a fantastic match. If you guys have any thoughts on this and what the Bucks are gonna do for Forbidden Door, Phil, I'm gonna start with you.
Yeah, I mean that could just be the case, having the tag team face the Bucks or whatever. I have Zack Sabre Jr. is not everybody's cup of tea, but I love this guy. I think this guy is absolutely incredible. I love the technical style that is professional wrestling, and not many people are, and that's perfectly okay. But I think the mix of a Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny Omega, it's just a really interesting clash, and I think that this match is going to be absolutely awesome when we do get to see it come Forbidden Door in about a week and a half or so. So I think this is going to be a really solid thing. The promo wasn't as egregious as I was thinking that it was going to be, but yeah, we are going to be seeing what I believe is going to be a really solid match at Forbidden Door, and I hope that this kind of sheds the stigma of Zack Sabre Jr. for a lot of people out there, because he really is a good talent.
I mean, the whole 10 minutes that together the match and the promo was at ringside, it didn't need to be long, short and sweet, and that's fine. We know who Zack Sabre Jr. is. We know who Kenny Omega is. We know the history that both these men have with their careers, not fully with each other. Like, they do have the history with each other, but their own separate histories in pro wrestling. So we know automatically when that bell rings, we're going to see a classic. We should see a classic, a great match between these two. They don't need to give us the whole runaround to build up to this match. We just need to get there and ring the bell. It's as simple as that. So I was surprised. I was a little surprised that we got Kenny Omega squashing Tony Nese, because Tony Nese got all but like 10 seconds of offense in on him, if that.
I didn't see him get any offense in.
Yeah.
He did a leg sweep and then tried to do the backflip, and that was it. You know, Kenny did everything else. So I was a little shocked that we got that short but sweet match, because it's unnatural of AEW to do. We're used to getting more than 5-10 minutes in the ring, and we didn't even get 5
matches in AEW.
I was about to say we've definitely seen them. We just
We've
saw
got
one
them,
a couple weeks ago with Speedball.
But it's not. But that's what I mean, is it's not a very often thing that they do.
It's not, but they've definitely been getting a little more
Sweet.
They've been getting frequent with them, yeah.
Sweet to the point, like they should be at times, yeah. So, and that's all they need to do tonight. So
they've done it. They've done it with Brody King. I don't even know how many times.
Oh yeah.
Well, when it's just to fill time on television. Now, obviously, this was the first matchup of the night. They didn't need to fill time with the first match of the night, but it was the promo and the 3. Well, Jack Perry was like literally on like the whole side of everything, and he was basically a non-factor in all of it. But it was like a 3v3 type of scenario after the match. That was really kind of like the bread and butter of it all.
Yeah.
The next match we got Brodito taking on Jon Moxley and Daniel Garcia. Now, normally I would have cared about this match, but I think this was absolutely fantastic. Did it run long? Absolutely, yes, it did. I think Bandito. First of all, I love Bandito. I'm a huge fan of Bandito. I think I've said this many times on this program. The dude is on one hell of a run for 2026. In this company, outside of this company, whatever. He's just great. I think he carried most of this match, if I may. And like I said, it was just satisfying. First of all, it was satisfying to see him suplex Marina Shafir, who got involved a couple of times in this match, and it was annoying. So her getting suplex was just satisfying to me. But other than that, like I said, other than it running a bit long and obviously just to fill time or whatever, I think I'd much rather get something like this that runs long than these random segments or these short matches that don't provide you with anything. Now, obviously, I think this particular match, yes, could have run shorter to get us to the point, because then, of course, I'm jumping ahead here. But after this match, Bandito's super hyped, super pumped, super excited about this. Once championship gold, I think we're setting up Moxley versus Bandito for the Continental Championship at Forbidden Door. I think that's going to be a great match. I would not be opposed. And again, I'm jumping ahead here with predictions. I would not be opposed to Bandito being the one to finally be the one to beat Moxley for that championship. I don't see why not.
It would be pretty cool. That match is confirmed, by the way, that we are going to be getting it at Forbidden Door. So that is a really cool thing. But yeah.
Yeah, this match was definitely a little too long. I'm not saying it was a bad match. Was not a bad match at all, but ran way too long. It did. It did. It ran way too long. Like, what did you say? 22 minutes, 23 minutes?
22 minutes. Yeah, 22 minutes.
Like, I even said because when I was messaging Cam, I said to him, like, man, this match, like, you're just starting it. I literally just finished it 22 minutes of this match. And he was like, what? I'm like, yep, 22 minutes, dude. Sit back and enjoy, buckle up, because it was a ride. But it was a good match. It was a good match. And I'm not the biggest fan of Bandito. I mean, again, just like many other wrestlers, I'll sit here and say they're talented. They have great talent. You know, I feel the same way about Javon Evans, WWE. Great talent. Wouldn't take that away from him. But I'm just not a fan of him. And it's that simple. Just not a fan of him. But, I mean, hey, good on Bandito. He's going to get a title match at Forbidden Door against Jon Moxley. A lot of people hope that he beats Jon Moxley. I'm kind of at that 50-50 range because of the fact that I'm not the biggest fan of Bandito. But I am a fan of Jon Moxley. So yeah. I'm at that 50-50. Like, would I like to see him do it? Sure. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I wouldn't mind seeing Moxley win the match. So
Fletcher and Okada backstage, to get at Team Briscoe, so he cannot pick one particular person that they love picking or love using around this time, around Forbidden Door time. Tomohiro Ishii got taken out by Kyle Fletcher and Okada backstage, taken out of the equation. Briscoe cannot pick him. He is currently out, injured, whatnot have you. Again, that didn't really provide a whole lot, I guess, for people that he can't pick. There's a lot of people in this company to pick from, so it's like having Ishii be taken out of this really didn't do much for me. But I mean,
I was like, okay, bye. Cool, I just I didn't care, honestly, because at the end of the day, I like whenever he's just around for Forbidden Door time anyway, he doesn't do anything major.
No,
so who cares?
I just love the fact that they make it seem like Mark Briscoe has bad relationships with people. Like they're like, oh, the list is getting smaller for Mark Briscoe to pick. Well, does he have heat with people? Yeah, does he have heat with people backstage that like isn't known? Like, do people hate him?
He is out of the running for the for choosing of the team. I'm like, okay, fine. That's
there's 99 other more people on the list.
Like that's good. Like there are so many other people in the conglomeration anyway. I mean, it's not as long as Don Callis family, but it's a pretty extensive group. So you got a lot of people.
But it's not even the conglomeration. Let's say there's a list of 100 guys on there that he could pick from. Okay, they took off one guy. There's 99 left, and all he needs is 5 of them. Yeah. It's not hard to pick 5 out of 99 people. That's 94 people that aren't going to get picked. Like, come on now. Don't make it seem like this guy has a bad relationship with people backstage or anything like that, unless he truly does have a bad relationship with people backstage. But with the way Mark Briscoe presents himself, I don't think he's one of those guys that has those bad relationships.
And who he is as a person anyway, like, I mean, there's no way that man has heat backstage with so many people. You got like over 250 people on the roster, enough as it is. You got people to talk to.
Right. So yeah, I didn't feel anything. I'm like, okay, sure, I guess. He's gonna get replaced by somebody,
right?
I like he's the last straw, but he does not do anything major. So goodbye.
So yeah, I don't know. If you ask me, it's kind of refreshing for them not to use him.
Right? I was somebody else. Good. I was like, that's perfect. Thank you.
And who filled his spot? Darby Allin?
Probably Darby.
Either Darby.
I think it was Darby that might have filled the spot.
Yeah.
Either Darby or Takeshita. I mean,
yeah.
You knew the 3 members of the conglomeration were going to be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
The next thing we got a Tommaso Ciampa rant on Chris Jericho.
I love these rants from him. I do. When he's just sitting in a room on a chair.
I don't know about that one. I'm not
saying I like the feud about Jericho. I'm not saying I like the feud with Jericho. I'm not saying I like the feud with Jericho. I just normally like it when we do these kind of things because this is finally where Ciampa can actually show people that he can talk.
We know he can talk, though. He's been able to talk for the longest time.
Well, I get it, but did he ever get a fucking opportunity in WWE?
He really
no.
That's fair. That's fair.
So this is finally an opportunity for him to act. Well, yeah, but regardless, like, I'm not saying I like the stuff with Jericho. I fucking want that shit to die.
Like, he's like, well, let me tell you.
Well, I mean, I get it, and it's probably all because of Jericho. I don't know if it has anything to do with Ciampa. Maybe it does, though. I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
I
like it when we do these things for him because he finally can talk.
It's a little bit of both, I guess. I don't know. Like I like that he's kind of really digging his heels into this like psycho killer. Like he's just strange. He just hates the world. I like that. But maybe I would like this direction of this feud if it was somebody other than Chris Jericho, because this is going nowhere.
Well, it's a Jericho thing, and I completely understand that, but at least he can talk and do something with this.
I mean, to be fair, this feud did kind of come out of left field, didn't it?
Absolutely.
Didn't it start with him? I forget who he was putting a submission hold on outside the ring, but wasn't he like forcing Tony Schiavone to tell him that he was the best wrestler, he was better than Chris Jericho? That's how this whole thing fucking started.
Well, no, this all started because of a random attack. He finished this thing with Ricochet, and then all of a sudden we just see Ciampa attack him from behind, and then they did the collision thing where they did the 1004 reasons why I hate Chris Jericho, and that's how this started. So, I mean, I get it. It's not like the feud is not good. I will say, like, it's not good, but I like it when Ciampa has a chance to talk.
Like I said, when Chris Jericho came back, that was the one thing I said. He's going to come in here and he's going to help the talent that's either not getting the TV time or needs to have that extra kick in the backside. And I'm not saying that Ciampa necessarily needed that extra kick, but this is in a small sense good for Ciampa because of Chris Jericho's, it's just the background of Chris Jericho's career. It's going to be a good match when we get it. We know that. And that was my whole point, is this is what Chris Jericho's going to be doing. We're not going to see him chasing championships. We're not going to see him getting in long-term feuds with people. I mean, look how short the Ricochet feud was. The Ricochet feud probably went a little longer than it should have, but it's short feuds with people that, deserve TV time but aren't getting it, need that extra swift kick in the ass, light a fire under them, something. Ciampa doesn't need the swift kick in the ass or the fire lit underneath him. He just needs that extra time that AEW should be giving him.
Yeah.
Because Ciampa, we know, is that talent that could be on TV every week giving us something good.
Especially after winning a championship so early on in AEW when he did, and then after he lost that championship, he kind of fell to the wayside.
I wanted to ask you guys this, both of you, actually. Do you feel like Ciampa winning that championship as early as he did, coming into AEW, do you feel like that may have hurt him just a little bit? Because then he lost it so quick?
I personally say yes to some degree, only because he obviously didn't win the world championship or anything like that.
No.
But
it's the secondary title. It's the first level of the second. It's like the top level of the secondary title.
Right. Which is kind of like the reason why I say that, because at that point, when you already won the championship so early on and immediately as he did, the only other way you could possibly ever go is downward. And it's, sure, there are higher things to achieve in the company, but you automatically gave him like that second ranking spot of championships in the hierarchy to some degree. And it's like, sure, there are other things to accomplish, but now you already gave him that spot. So it hurt him a little bit, but I'm hoping that something like this could build him up a little bit more.
By the way, after Cam gives his answer, I am going to react to this real quick. So, Cam.
I don't really know. I don't really know how to answer that question. I would say not because it's a secondary title that he won or whatever. I think it's just he lost the championship so quickly before his reign really started.
He got any steam under it.
Yeah, and I think that's really what hurt him. And then it's like, then the next couple of weeks he's on Collision. It's just like, okay, you're just following the trend.
They didn't really
everyone
give him
else
a chance to
hold
that title.
You're just following the trend of everyone else you bring into this company, and he should have been different. He should have, if you really want to bring him in as this big splash, he's this big major talent, do something different. Don't just follow the same trends you do with your shiny new toys you bring in.
If you want to win the title, that's good, but give him something to work with.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I asked this and wanted to get your guys' answers because I have a feeling they had a reason to do that. And they furthered that reason when Darby Allin was world champion. Because would you agree to say that if you had to pick a top 2 or 3 competitors against Darby Allin in those 6 weeks, Tommaso Ciampa would be one of those top 2?
Absolutely.
So there we go. Cam?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a sneak preview of Tommaso Ciampa being a challenger for a world championship. Will Ospreay is expected to win the Owen. Will Ospreay is expected to go to London and beat MJF for the world title. Tommaso Ciampa would be a perfect fit challenger for Will Ospreay in the world championship.
I would love
I
it.
agree.
So I think that's one of the reasons why. And again, we always talk about AEW not really necessarily digging too much into their long-term storytelling, or when they do, they tend to trend it out further out. Like we'll see the start of a story, and then 7 months down the road, it ends up running into itself.
This is like a 2-year thing for Ospreay and Swerve as it is. Yeah. Yep.
2-year thing for Swerve and Ospreay, but now Ospreay, who's expected to win not only the Owen, but go to All In and win the world title. Tommaso Ciampa comes in, wins the championship on his first night, has a short reign. Now he's challenging like the top of the totem pole. Jericho, the first guy to sign with AEW, the first AEW world champion in history.
I heard that too. In this thing.
The mentions of that, I have a feeling that in 3-4 months down the road, this is going to be a setup for Tommaso Ciampa to become one of Will Ospreay's top challengers for that world title.
And you can kind of go into the history of neck issues, because Ciampa's had a history of neck things, and obviously Ospreay, we know the history with that. So you can kind of go into the history with that as well. I dig it. I absolutely dig it. I've said from the very beginning that if you just give Ciampa a chance, he could at least be in a picture of a world championship. I never said he could win the championship, but at least in the picture, we can talk about it.
The only way I don't see them going down that route is if they shock the world of professional wrestling and have Swerve beat Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door. Because I'll say this as a fan, I don't see that being out of the realm of possibilities of Swerve winning at Forbidden Door. They kind of left this match at a 50-50. And I know we're going to talk about that more, so I'm going to shut up now because I'm going to save what I wanted to say now for when we get to that segment.
We had another segment that probably was saved by the reigning tag team champions. We've seen the dogs walking through the backstage area. They were getting ready to set fire to some, I don't even know who that was, some random stage handle, until Copeland and Christian, the reigning tag team champions, responded after getting attacked. That was like a few weeks ago now, from the dogs. And now we are setting up, I guess this will be at Forbidden Door, the tag team championship match between the dogs taking on Copeland and Christian. A weird first feud for Copeland and Christian, I would say. I'm particularly not a fan of the dogs. I just can't take them serious. I just cannot. But either way, maybe this is just again, this is just a one-off, defense or whatever. And then, they definitely we have to get serious about what they're going to be doing, because it's got to be something much bigger than them versus the dogs. When we get to All In, it's got to be something a major match.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, me and Phil talked about this before. Maybe a TLC, maybe that's still in the books. We have not seen FTR since they lost tag team titles. The Bucks are so far away from. You need binoculars to see the Bucks because they're nowhere near the tag team titles right now. So I don't know what they do. Maybe TLC. I think that would be major. The Pioneers, basically, Copeland and Christian, back in their special team match would be awesome. But who knows what we do there. But if you guys have any thoughts on everything that they had set up here for the dogs and Copeland and Christian, Mike, I'm gonna start with you.
So Cam, I feel the same way about these guys that you do. I'm not the biggest fan of these guys. I actually just came across a promo that Gabe Kidd did back in New Japan Pro Wrestling a little bit ago. And I was like, I'm not the biggest fan of this guy. I'm not. Like, I understand this guy is talented. People like him, all that stuff, but I just can't grasp to him. I can't. I can't. And then the other two, it's just like they're basically doing things. Again, Copeland said it perfectly. You guys are just trying to get yourself, seen. You're trying to make noise. Do I realistically think these guys will go in and beat Cope and Christian for the tag belts? No, not at all. If they take the tag belts off of Cope and Christian with these guys, then fuck, man. I don't know. I don't know, because my ultimate end game is either the Bucks or FTR. That's my end game. Now, if another tag team comes in that really like catches fire and really starts picking up the steam, and I could see them helping the tag team division by holding the tag team titles, then I'll be like, okay, this could be another tag team. But right now, the only two teams that I see at that standard with them is the Bucks and FTR. That's it. I don't see the Dogs coming in and beating them. I liked what Cope said tonight, but I ultimately like what Christian said tonight.
Christian,
he had me cracking up. He had me cracking up.
It's hilarious.
Like, I was like, man, like, first off, he starts off by saying, I'm not going to say anything about anybody's parent. And then he just did it anyways. Talking about both mother and father.
He's a goddamn asshole.
I mean,
yeah, I love him.
I actually liked how this turned out. At first, I was like, man, I really don't want to hear about these guys. If nothing happens to the fact where it's just them going to the ring, I'm going to go find something else to do until their promo's done, because I could really give two shits. And then seeing Copeland and Christian both attack them right from the back and right off the gates, I was like, okay, now let's hear what they have to say. And it was a good promo. It was really good what they said.
Phil?
Yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. Not because of the Dogs factor, but because of everything for Cope and Cage. Look, when it comes to the Dogs, I agree with both of you guys 1,000% in terms of like the Dogs as a tag team. I cannot take them seriously, but does that mean I just dislike Clark Connors and David Finlay? No, I actually like them both a lot. I do. I think when it comes down to them as talents, Clark Connors is probably one of the more physical guys that I have seen in wrestling in like quite some time, especially for a guy his size. And then David Finlay, I've always saw the potential of him, and I've always liked what he brought to the table. It's just a matter of them as a tag team. It's just like you said, Cam. I just can't take them seriously, mainly because at the end of the day, AEW didn't really take them seriously from the word go when they came here. So I agree with you 1,000% on that. In terms of the match at Forbidden Door, which is confirmed, of course they're not going to win the tag team titles against Cope and Cage. I mean, we literally just got the tag team titles on them. So that right there immediately just says, yeah, no, they're going to retain. But it's all about AEW All In. And you're not going to have these guys walk into All In without those tag team titles.
Nah.
They're basically promoting this as a Forbidden Door type matchup because obviously with the Dogs' ties to New Japan, it's realistically not, because we all know that they're signed here. But, I mean, it is what it is. It'll be a solid first defense for them as the tag team champions. And maybe this could be the time that they could actually prove to me otherwise, that the Dogs could be something, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
Yeah, they got to have a solid showing here. I think this is their true test right here. I mean, against, like I said, again, a veteran tag team right here. They've been doing it. Like I said, he put probably one of the tag teams I'd say that put tag team wrestling on the map. So this is it right here. This is it. I have my doubts that my mind will be changed after this match, but
I'm not going to hold my breath. But if there's any team that can change my mind with the Dogs, it's Cope and Cage. So put on something solid, and I'll be satisfied to that degree.
Starlight Kid is the one that is announced to be taking on Tekla for the AEW Women's World Championship.
Yes.
They detailed their history because I've never heard of her before, but they detailed their history. I believe Tekla has never beaten Starlight Kid in Stardom. Again, like I said it last week. Tekla definitely has made a believer out of me within the last couple of weeks, couple of months. She definitely puts on solid matches. I haven't really seen a bad match from her yet. So I'm looking forward to this. She has definitely made it a point to basically wage war against Stardom. Probably the more interesting story when it comes to this interpromotional war or whatnot have you for Forbidden Door. This is one of the matches I'm definitely looking forward to. I think this is going to be very good. I think they picked a solid opponent for Tekla, and like I said, their history is detailed in Stardom, so I like it, and I think it's gonna be a solid match. Again, going to be my very first match laying eyes on Starlight Kid, so I hope this is gonna be a good match. So this is gonna be very interesting to see for sure. Tekla immediately responds after this. She said she will not only beat Starlight Kid, but she will take her mask off and also spit on it. So she is very serious. Oh, and me and Mike both agreed on this. Okay, we both said this was Tekla's best promo she's ever done. This was great.
Absolutely.
This was fantastic.
She needs to be more of this, Tekla. Yes. Absolutely, because this is absolutely the best that I have seen her on this microphone.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, like, they finally gave her something to where this is where she shines the best. Yes. If you guys have seen Tekla in environments like this before, it's because of the stuff that she used to do back in Stardom. This is what she was like back in Stardom. And now that she finally got something like this for AEW's sake, this is the best way to present her. This is the best way to view her. This is the best Tekla that we have seen. Yes. You guys know on this program, I have said this many times. These two have, well, they can attest to it, but at the end of the day, they've kind of like pushed back on me when it comes down to my kind of likeness to Tekla. I've always said Tekla is great when you give her the opportunities to be that.
Yes.
This was the opportunity to be that. And now that she is gotten into this role and kind of come into her own with this feud, not only did they pick the most perfect person to have them face off at Forbidden Door, but this was the best Tekla that we have seen so far ever since she stepped foot in AEW. So keep it like this, and Tekla will be getting more eyes on her, even though a lot of people have already seemed to like her in the beginning, but this is the right way to go with her. So go for it.
Absolutely. The next thing we had Bro Dito backstage. I had mentioned that earlier, so I'm not going to reiterate it. Again, like we set up the match between Bandito and Jon Moxley for the Continental Championship. The next match we saw was the Women's Owen Cup tournament match between Mercedes Moné and Hazuki. Again, the first time I've ever seen Hazuki in a match. Very, very impressed with her. I mean, I think not only was she keeping pace with Mercedes, I think she was downright out wrestling Mercedes at one point. This was fantastic. Probably their best women's Owen Cup match probably ever since they started doing these.
This was the best out of this year's tournament for sure.
For sure, by far. It's not even close. It's not even close. Fantastic showing for Mercedes. Fantastic showing from Hazuki. Of course, Mercedes is the one to pull this out. It was great. It was fantastic. And of course, we have Maya World and Athena on this Saturday on Collision to see who's going to face Mercedes at Forbidden Door. I would not be surprised. Now, I've been saying that they're going to do Mercedes and Athena, but I would not be surprised if they go with the shocker here and have Maya World beat Athena. And then it's Athena as Maya World, Maya World versus Mercedes at Forbidden Door. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. Maya World is very impressive as well. She was very impressive against Sky Blue. So I wouldn't be opposed to that either. So they could go either way with that match. Either way, I'm excited for that match for Forbidden Door. I think it's going to be another banger. Your guys' thoughts on this fantastic Women's Owen Cup match. Phil, I'm start with you.
Yeah, this was the first time I got to saw Hazuki in the ring, and she impressed the hell out of me. I mean, this was an awesome match that she had with Mercedes tonight, and this was only their second time ever in the ring with each other. one-on-one. So the fact that they did that was tremendous. And like I said, this was easily the best match out of the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament for this year. And Mercedes Moné moves on into the finals of the Owen Hart Cup for the second straight year in a row. It's not like there was kind of, I mean, Hazuki was definitely competition tonight, but it's not like it was in any doubt. As she would be moving on into the finals. I just really like that they actually kind of just gave these women time, and they showed that through this time and through the actual battle that these two women went through. They said it on commentary. It proves that why this Owen Hart Cup tournament is important. Yeah, sure, you're not only getting a women's world championship opportunity at All In, but I mean, the Owen Hart Cup tournament means something to these people in AEW. It's not like just some random throwaway tournament just to have a tournament on AEW. This is a tournament that means something to them, not just for the Owen Hart Foundation, but because of what is on the line for this. So this is just really good. I would not hesitate to keep Hazuki around. I'm not saying sign her full time. I would love it personally, because I think she would just absolutely fit this division, but keep her around here. Keep her around here because she fits this division like a freaking T, and she deserves her spots here. So keep it going with her if you can. If you can get her here, get her here.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing as you. I was kind of thinking more, like I said, like, on a short-term basis, dual contract, handshake deal.
You can do a dual contract. That's perfect. The dual contract will work.
The thing I will say, and this just popped in my head, but they do have a lot, or they do have added a lot of emphasis on Japanese stars. Make her stand out.
Yes.
She needs something to make her different than Hikaru Shida or Rio or even the males, even Takeshita and Okada. Like, make her something different. Don't just have her just blend in with the plethora of Japanese talent that you already have, because she's definitely something special. So I can agree there. I would definitely like to see her more with AEW and more with her on Dynamite. So I wouldn't mind to see this match again, honestly, on Dynamite somewhere down the line. So that would be fantastic. But Mike, your thoughts?
Yeah. So Phil, number one, pinch yourself, because I did say Tekla's promo was really good. It was good. It was good. You're awake. You're in real time right now. I did say that. Still don't fucking like her, but it was good.
Fair. I'll give you that.
She didn't gain any fandom from me.
I'm not saying
she's not Toni Storm. I'm sorry, Toni Storm. She just
that was an anomaly. I would have never thought that it would have turned around for you with her, and it did. So I'll take the win for that one at least.
But if Tekla would learn to control herself, like she did tonight, and not give people anxiety attacks, her promos would end up being
from what I only hear, it's only you that has panic attacks or anxiety attacks when it comes down to Tekla's in ring work.
Attacks, dude.
From what I hear, it's only you that has that issue. So I'll just
one
let
of
you
one.
have that.
Okay, I'm one of one. I'm a rare breed.
I'll just let you have it.
But if she'd learn to control herself a little more, she'd put out good promos.
Okay.
She wouldn't make me feel the way I feel. Maybe the fandom would raise a little bit. Maybe that bar might go up like Toni Storm's did. But as of right now, she got the it was a good promo tonight. It was obviously her best one. On to the match. Great match tonight with Mercedes Moné. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing this match again on TV. I wouldn't. I mean, I even said to Cam, they're making Saturday feel like it's going to be a 50-50 match. They are. With My World and
Athena.
They are. They're making it seem that way, which is not a bad thing at all. Because you don't want to make it seem one-sided. Just like tonight. Didn't feel one-sided.
Not at all.
Not for a bit. Did not feel one-sided. And that's the good thing. With the men's tournament, you kind of made it seem like, okay, well, Ospreay's in this thing. We know where you want to go with this. But with the women
on the wall,
with the women from the jump, it was like, man, even if Mercedes is in this thing, it's still a jump ball. It's still toss up there. So I said it. I'm expecting Athena to win, and I'm expecting us to get Mercedes and Athena in the finals. But they can end up throwing that curveball. And tonight was a great match. It's something that I wouldn't mind seeing again, and very well done with their focus on the women's division for that half hour. So good job.
Absolutely. The next thing we saw Tony Schiavone bringing to the ring with him Will Ospreay. First of all, he congratulates Will Ospreay because he's now officially married. Now, the newlywed wife told him that they can go to Hawaii for their honeymoon at any time, but she encourages him to go chase his dream to go to Wembley at All In, to chase the World Heavyweight Championship. Fantastic stuff there. Again, to bring out his opponent at Forbidden Door was none other than Swerve Strickland. Again, we come back full circle with these two. Once again, they come face to face. Ospreay, he takes us all the way back to All In Texas, where basically this all started with these two. It's of course he said it is his dream. First of all, he takes us down this whole setup of how this has been his dream to have this moment in Wembley, in London. He said he has been wanting this moment since he has been working on building sides in London at Wembley, seeing all of these soccer fans come in and have so much passion for their teams and whatnot have you. I'm not detailing this entire promo. This entire promo was long. But, however, this was a great promo. Once again, AEW, when they get to these certain moments, they have these big match feels. And once again, I think this was something that we've gotten. We don't get these often. But once again, this is a promo that really made me feel something. Like that, you feel like this is going to be something special because they're both detailing what the World Championship means to them and what winning it back means to them and what they will do and the lengths they will go to win that championship back or to win the championship because Ospreay hasn't won the title yet. This is fantastic. Yeah, I think this match is going to be great. To me, I still stand by what I said last week. This is the main event. I really don't care about this 6v6. I don't care. This is the main event. What they did tonight was phenomenal. This was a great promo back and forth between the two. Of course, things broke down. You didn't have the Death Riders. I have completely forgot about the Death Riders and the whole alliance they had with Ospreay. I thought they were going to attack both of them. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Freaking Real Ospreay and Death Riders are like aligned right now or whatever. So, but yeah, that's fantastic. Hopefully we don't see anything like that at Forbidden Door. We don't need the Death Riders getting involved at any point. That's what's going to ruin that match. So hopefully we don't have any interferences and it's just one-on-one between Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. But let me get you guys' thoughts on this promo, Death Riders involvement and all that jazz. Mike, what's up with you?
Yeah, I don't feel like the Death Riders are even going to get involved at Forbidden Door. This match is going to be kept one-on-one. Like Will Ospreay said, they're just training partners. He hasn't forgiven them for anything that they did to him. It's that small situation of if I can't beat them, join them type of thing, but to a certain extent, I don't see the Death Riders getting involved. Tonight was just the involvement of the fact because Will Ospreay, yeah, he hauled off and hit Swerve, but he did with his hands. Swerve brought a big fucking chain into the thing. So the Death Riders probably felt, hey, to even this thing out, yeah, he's got the weapon. We'll come out and kind of back Will up a little bit. That was it. And kind of diffuse the situation. But then you see Moxley talking to Will. And that's that little training thing of being that bug in his ear. Like, hey, just keep your composure. You did the smart thing, got out of the ring. Let's just take this to Sunday and get that belt rung. Do I agree that this needs to be the main event? Of course. Of course. That 6-on-6 doesn't need to be the main event. It doesn't need to close out the show. Shit, you can open the show with that. Because there's no real importance to this cage match. None whatsoever. There's none. Because in the following month, we have, one more event before All In?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Redemption.
And that's what I mean. Is we're going to get... My feeling is the show's called Redemption. What was one key word that Swerve said tonight?
Redemption.
There were like 4 people that said redemption tonight. They're not slick.
but who's the one that's around the world?
I mean, obviously, we're talking about Swerve. Yes.
Okay. So if Swerve loses the match against Will Ospreay, Swerve will probably get a shot at the world title at Redemption, not win, and Will Ospreay goes on to All In, the finalize of the story. That's that. So either way, could I see Swerve possibly getting a shot at the title, even if he loses this thing? Yes. That'll be his consolation prize for the pay-per-view that he's the path of his story. But I don't see the Death Riders getting involved at all. As far as the promo itself, I was locked in. They had me on the edge of my seat listening to every word that these two guys said. So great job by them, and it needs to be the main event on the 28th.
Phil?
I mean, what more can I already say about these two that hasn't already been said on this program for years when it comes down to Swerve and Ospreay? Like, these two are, like, they're literally the best that you guys got when it comes down to, like, a story-driven... When you need to hype up something, you send Swerve and Ospreay out there. You do. And these two can get you to where you need to be for a hype level of a match that is as important as this. It's not only just for the shot at the world title, but the callbacks that these guys told within this thing. All in. With everything with Hangman, the injury history. And, like, there's so much details that these two went in to really kind of just tell everything that's happened to them over the course of the last 2 years since we've seen these two at Forbidden Door in 2024. So, like, it's easy to see that this match needs to be the main event of the show. In terms of the whole Death Rider factor and them being involved in this or not, of course they don't need to be involved in it. In fact, if anything, Mox is probably going to say to Will, look, at the end of the day, this is your shot. We're done after this, if anything, because we got you to the dance. You just need to capitalize on this now. We're not going to be anywhere near this. This is between you and Swerve. And after all of this is said and done, whether you win the world championship at All In or not, it's all in your hands now. Everything that's happened up until this very point got you to the dance. And we helped you get there, yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, this is all on you. So get the job done. And then if you do, most likely prepare for us, because we'll probably come back after your ass. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. This is all on you. Go get the job done. And if you don't, then all of this was for naught. So we'll see what happens. But this was absolutely incredible. 2 years ago at Forbidden Door, it was probably one of the best matches that AEW produced between Swerve and Ospreay. Yeah. This year, it's not going to be any different. These two are going to kill it in what should be the main event of Forbidden Door.
Absolutely. We talked about Jericho and Ciampa at Collision. Mike had mentioned the happenings with Garcia and Ospreay backstage. Gentlemen, we have reached the main event, which was a 12-man tag 6v6, much like we're getting for Forbidden Door. I did not watch this. I feel like this is almost the precursor or the spoiler for 6v6. So why would I want to watch this on free television when I can see it inside of a steel cage on pay-per-view for Forbidden Door? So I did not watch this. I don't even know who won. I have no idea.
Team MJF won.
Nice. There we go. Cool.
There you
go. Yeah.
Team
cool.
MJF won.
Yeah.
I did not care.
Pinning, actually submitting Roderick Strong.
Oh no.
Submitting Roderick Strong. Yeah. Look, I asked earlier on in the day why we were getting this match. Because at the time the graphic was only showing MJF and Mark Briscoe, because obviously the teams weren't revealed yet. And I said, why in the bluest of blue hell are we getting a 6-man tag team match with Team MJF and Team Briscoe like 10 days before their Forbidden Door match, which just involves a steel cage to just up the hype of it a little bit, right? People were coming at me saying, Phil, let this play out. I'm sure at the end of the day, people are going to be involved in the Forbidden Door factor, like some New Japan or CMLL talent will be involved in this match, and you're going to like it anyway. So just shut the fuck up. No, I'm not going to shut the fuck up because at the end of the day, getting the 6-man tag team match or the 12-man tag team match before you get the 12-man tag team match that just only involves a steel cage
Same thing.
is ridiculous. Like, first of all, you're risking injuries to the guys that are actually going to be involved in this tag team match before the match.
MJF came taped up, so yeah.
MJF already has a hyperextended knee. So you're risking injuries upon the steel cage match, which is most likely ultimately it could cause some injuries in this because we have no idea how this is going to play out.
I'm thinking blood and
no,
guts.
I'm not gonna,
like blood and guts. I'm thinking
right. So no, I'm not going to shut up and asking why is this match happening when it technically, realistically doesn't need to. And you guys were fine not watching this because while at the end of the day, this match was long, this match was kind of just not necessary. It just fed into the story that Cam, you and I were talking about last week. These 6 on Team MJF, yeah, sure, look great on paper. I even said this earlier on in the show. But they could barely even function tonight, let alone what the hell are they going to be doing inside that steel cage? They could barely function tonight, and they barely won tonight. You think they're actually going to barely function inside a cage?
I mean, I'll be honest. I had no worries I was going to miss anything tonight.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, you realistically didn't need to watch this match. But, I'm just saying, they told the story that Cam and I talked about last week. Yeah, sure, these guys are going to be looking great on paper, but they're not going to like each other. They don't like each other enough as it is. So be prepared for what's to come at Forbidden Door in the cage. Them not liking each other. And that's ultimately what's happening here.
Now, like I said, I got Andrade turning on him. I got Andrade walking out, doing something.
And it's funny you mentioned Andrade because, everybody else was standing tall over Mark Briscoe, by the way, because there was a whole brawl after everything, and they just bloodied Mark Briscoe afterwards. MJF was standing tall over everybody. Everybody was just standing there. Andrade sitting in the corner, pretty much sulking that that he's just not getting a world title shot or whatever. He's just standing there with his arms crossed in the corner on top of the turnbuckle. So
the writing's on the wall.
I mean, the writing's on the wall there with that. And at the end of the day, it's clear to see that these guys are not going to like each other, and the demise of Team MJF is coming. It's just simple.
Here's the thing: is I had no worries that I was going to miss anything, nothing important. I don't even feel like there's going to be very much of any importance coming out of this match, except for the fact that we already see the writing on the wall that Andrade is going to break away. That's it. So, honestly, tonight didn't matter. 28th, not going to matter, other than the fact that Andrade breaks away. So, within the past 2 months, 2 of your biggest stars in your group, one gets exalted out, and the other one decides to leave. So if anybody else is a part of the Don Callis family, I would really start thinking about what your role is in this group, because you eliminated a guy last month at Double or Nothing, and now you're about to have a guy possibly walk out on you. If not, you turn on him. If I was in the Don Callis family, I'd be watching my own back. I'd be shitting bricks right now. Am I next? This group is slowly but surely starting to fade. And once they lose all their top stars, nobody really gives a shit about the Don Callis family to an extent now.
Right.
But you lost Takeshita. You're going to lose Andrade. If you lose your other top stars, like a Kyle Fletcher, he decides to go on his own, everything then it's okay, we get down to the guys that are over on Collision. It's then what was this all for? Because this group, what has this group accomplished in the what, 2 years of its existence.
What
What
nothing
has it
besides
accomplished?
nothing
They've won
besides
some
adding more people.
championships here and there, but at the end of the day, they never won the world title.
Exactly.
And the thing is, Don Callis has never.
Am I going to?
He's never managed a world champion in like 5 years. It's been 5 years since Don Callis has managed a world champion in this company. So like, I mean, it has not worked out for pretty much anybody in the Don Callis family. Yeah, sure, TNT championship, international championship, maybe tag team championship once or twice, maybe. But maybe I don't know if a trios title, but regardless, like it's all been secondary or tag team championships. It hasn't been a world championship, so it's not much.
They haven't accomplished anything besides adding more members. That's about it.
Yeah, and more members too.
So there we go. 2 years of just adding members and winning secondary championships and tag team titles and possibly the trios titles, but couldn't accomplish the world championship.
Yeah.
So I guess the question for Don Callis at the end of the day is, do you regret turning on Keddy?
I would.
And not to mention that this world championship match that Mark Briscoe is going to win after winning this match, like, because you have Mark Briscoe's team win, he gets a title shot, ain't gonna mean shit anyway. So
see, I think that would. I know Mike had said Swerve versus MJF at Redemption. I would think it'd be Briscoe and MJF at Redemption.
I think Briscoe and MJF is nothing more than a dynamite match. I'm sorry.
That was going to be my question. I mean, do you see, and Cam, we went through this on Monday night talking about John Evans. Do you see Mark Briscoe headlining a pay-per-view?
If Darby can do it, Mark can do it. Because I didn't see Darby doing it either. I really didn't, and we got that. So
I pushed back on that mainly because obviously Darby, to me, is way more higher on the echelon of like fans loving. Like obviously, fans love Briscoe, but
he has a more like main event aura around him.
Darby has a more marquee
than Mark Briscoe
name,
does.
I guess. It's more marquee to me.
Yeah, but when AEW first started, I mean, Darby Allin was in the second ever World Championship match on Dynamite.
That's what I'm saying. He's more marquee.
So it's almost like they were telling us, hey, at some point, this kid's going to win it. It's just about when. And he's only ever had, 2 other shots at it before he won it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe the four pillar four-way.
The fatal four-way. And the Jericho match. So 2 other times before he won it. So it was bound to happen, just when. And they decided to pick probably one of the oddest fucking times to do it. But crazy enough, it for those 6 weeks kind of worked out.
Yeah.
In a small sense. Small sense.
Yeah.
Because we knew the end game. We knew the end game. We knew Double or Nothing was dropping it. But it kind of worked out for
I know a lot of friends that did not think that way, and I'm guys, sorry. It was never gonna happen for you.
So I mean, could Mark Briscoe probably headline a pay-per-view? Maybe.
I mean, it's a minor pay-per-view. It's Redemption. It's their first
Redemption. It is. You
like,
got a point
like
on that.
Double or Nothing.
You do got a point on that, but I think what they would need to do then is they would need to, I wouldn't say stack the card with matches that are going to overshadow it a little bit, but they would definitely have to put at least 2 marquee matches on there that, because going into that match, Mark Briscoe's not winning. That's that. You know that. So they would have to put like a marquee match on there to where it's a 50-50 toss-up, like who can win this match type of thing.
To me, and at that point, I would probably put that match as a main event. I'm sorry, but like I just don't see it as a main event type match, Kim, with Mark and MJF. Like if they wanted to do like a 50-50 like banger of a match that is absolutely going to mean something down the line, I'd rather have that as the main event of a show rather than I know the world title should always be technically as a main event, but we've seen it before where world title matches haven't been the main event. So I'd just rather have that.
It's a rare thing in AEW to where they don't have the world title as the main event. I think
right.
they've only ever done it on like 3 other occasions. Obviously, Double or Nothing in 2020, Stadium Stampede. Double or Nothing 2021, Stadium Stampede was the main event.
Yeah.
I think there was like one other pay-per-view where the world title was not the main event, but that's it. Like it's very rare. Now, like in WWE, I mean, we see main events that aren't the world title dozens of times.
Yeah.
So,
and that's probably where I'm getting that from. But I
think they would probably have to add a stipulation then, because I mean, I can't think of it. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like Mark Briscoe versus MJF, just straight up, like that's just doesn't sound exciting. So they would have to have some kind of stipulation, ladder match or something to really, spruce that up, make it exciting. So and I think that's where Mark Briscoe, that's where he shines the most anyways, is these freaking bloodbaths.
Make it seem like Mark would have like a fighting chance to win the match.
And I know that location isn't always everything, but I just got a strange feeling that Montreal has something to do with this pay-per-view just randomly showing up in the calendar. I'm sorry. I don't know who, I don't know where or why, but for whatever reason, it's just not a coincidence that randomly we're just getting a pay-per-view just before Forbidden Door in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. We'll see what happens, but
we're getting a pay-per-view before. Do you mean before All In?
Before All In. My bad. I
Who's from Canada? That would be the coincidence.
Kenny.
Oh.
Yeah, because he said it last week. He thinks it could potentially be Kenny Omega and MJF at Redemption. I don't know about that one, but
I'm not too sure. But I mean, like, I just have to throw that at least as a possibility because they've done Kenny and Kenny and Will Ospreay stuff so much that something could happen. But I mean, we'll see. I just don't think it's a coincidence. That's all I'm saying. I'll just drop it at that.
I mean, AEW, in all fairnessness, really hasn't exalted the Kenny Will Ospreay stuff. They've had only, I think, like 2 matches. They're 1-1, I think.
No, I'm just saying, like, the interactions that they've had over the course of the last couple of weeks. They've done some pretty significant interactions with each other, especially with the Owen Hart Cup and saying go chase that championship. And Will Ospreay said, "You don't worry about me. Also worry about yourself in that regard as well." So it was just something I had to throw out there.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. We'll have to see when we get there. But, gentlemen, that is all I got for you for 6/17/2026. Before we plug ourselves, we are moving to a new network. So the details of it are still very scarce, but hopefully by next week we'll have things, more things together and be able to tell you guys where to find us then. But yeah, this is basically our second to last show on River City Radio. But before we get out of here, of course, it is time to plug yourself. Phil, where can we find you? Good grief.
You know what? Same difference. I'm fine with that. I'll answer to that. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, PhillyMed _. You search it, you'll find it. I've been doing something new recently with the YouTube stuff. Obviously, you're getting into shorts pretty much almost every single day. I've been kind of lacking over the course of the last couple of days, and that's on me. I will have some AEW talking points for tomorrow's shorts and all that stuff, but but yeah, so you'll see the shorts, but we're also kind of doing something new and fresh of like, we're kind of bringing like sort of like a podcasty type of deal to my channel where I'm teaming up with somebody and we're bringing up like 3 to 5 wrestling topics throughout the week, and we're just talking about it. And that's going to be like an everyday upload on the YouTube channel now. So stay tuned to the channel to see news topics and wrestling topics every single day that my friend Billy and I are going to be talking about. So stay tuned with that. So that's daily. But yeah, everything else you can find me at, and you guys can subscribe to this ugly mug if you want to. If you don't, you don't have to do shit. So there you go.
Definitely keep it with Phil. Everything he's got going on. Great content over there. Mike, where can we find you?
So I was gonna say, like, Phil, it's kind of close to the will. If we added the W instead of the P, it would be Will. So putting a little more emphasis on the H, kind of like Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Like I said, I'll answer to it. You're good.
Metal Mike 714 is where you can find me all across the socials: X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. That's where you can find me personally. Don't post too much on there. Huddle Hub Podcast, twitch.tv/the Huddle Podcast, youtube.com/at the Huddle Pod, live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time during the off season, during the on season, of course, live a little later on in the day. Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right now during the off season. I'm going to be doing the player spotlight on Larry Fitzgerald on Sunday, which is going to be a fun thing to do. I did the defining numbers for each team on Tuesday, so I'm going to be editing that and putting it up on the special segments part of the YouTube channel. So go check that out. Also follow us on X, TikTok, and on Instagram at the Huddle Hub Pod. As far as the table spot, oh my gosh, took that wrong thing down. As far as the table spot, like Cam said, the Boom is going to be moving off from Rivet City Radio in 2 weeks. The table spot is also going to be moving off as well, going on its own. Again, all the details are going to be put together. Our last show is 2 Mondays from that. Well, we have the 22nd and then the 29th for the table spot. Obviously, Raw is at 2:00 this week, and then the following week, I believe it's at its regular time. So all the details are going to be put together for both the table spot and the Boom. So keep your eye out, keep your ear out for where locations are going to be, because all the details are still being put together. But we'll be here for at least the next 2 weeks. Next week, the Boom's final show, and then this week, table spot and final show the following week. So
definitely keep up with everything Metalcore Mike's got going on, especially the Huddle Hub. That man's like the freaking football guru over there. It's crazy. As far as I go, of course, here every single Wednesday night with these two gentlemen, with another edition of the Boom. Next week is our last episode, I do believe, on this particular network. We are moving, still keeping things pretty much the same. Still gonna be called the Boom, at least for now. I mean, I can't think of another name, but for now, it's still called the Boom. We're just moving off networks, moving to a new network, so I'm very excited for that. And of course, keep with me every single Monday night with me and Metalcore Mike with another edition of the Table Spot. And then on my socials, primarily on Cam's Wrestling Corner, keep with me there. Doing some videos, wrestling opinion, predictions, things like that, reviews and such. So keep with me primarily on there. And that's all I got for you guys this week. See you guys again next week for, again, like I said, the very last episode of Boom on this particular network. As I always say at the end of every stream, love, peace, and prosperity, and we are out.